Janani,
Siddharth.
guest starring Laya today, and we have Dabba from Sampurna Ahara, which is actually a decoy because it's empty. We ate it all up.
The real food is the grapes over here that we are happily eating and keeping away from this little one.
So we usually chat about stories, thoughts, random things that we find interesting. And thank you for joining us. Today we thought we'd talk about dressing up or the lack thereof.
So Janani started off this plan to take this video this afternoon when we were just going about our stuff and said, sit down, don't do anything else. Because she had some story she wants to tell and she wants to capture my reaction on camera.
It started because he said, wait, I need a haircut before we can take a video. And I said, wait. I had a similar set of things to figure out once. So about 6 years ago, Siddharth and I had been talking for a while as friends for a few months. And I had spent a long day in silence as part of an introspective practice that I do. And I decided, as one of the questions I was dealing with was that I needed to go to the city that Siddharth was then living in, and he had invited me to come stay with him and his housemates. And he said he'd take a week off to show me around. And so I realized...
I wasn't actually taking a week off. I'm a grad student. We have lots of time.
I just realized that I wanted to ask him if this was going somewhere, right? And so I spent the whole day in silence, and I kind of told my mother that, I'm going to explore this. And I sent him a message. I was in Bangalore, he was in St. Paul. I sent him a message saying, let's talk, I want to think through something. And he knew I was doing introspection that day. So he said, oh, interesting. I wonder what she wants to say. And she said, sure. He said, sure. I will, see you in 15 minutes or something like that.
It was a Friday morning for me.
I thought he was at work and I'd have another 12 hours to think through how to have this conversation with him.
I just submitted a big grant the previous night and I was like, no, I don't want to work.
So I had 15 minutes to have a conversation that I hadn't really had with people before in life. And so...
She was young back then.
Yes. I had some decisions to make. For example, I was in this plain white raggedy t-shirt and I hadn't combed my hair. And it was the end of a long day. And, I was wondering whether I needed to dress up for this video call or not. And I chose not to, and I'm very proud of myself for doing that.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, I think the fact that, whether I chose not to make an impact on our life or not is because of who Siddharth and I are. I understand that it makes a difference for other people and it doesn't make a difference for us. Or for these two.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this reminds me that just a few days ago, what was the occasion? It was my sister's wedding anniversary. And so she called all of us to lunch to my parents' house. And we succeeded in dressing up one member of our family.
Yes.
This one. Janani, myself, Achinthya were just however we were. This one was in a very colourful frock. And we proudly said that, see, we've succeeded in dressing up one person for the party.
And we got all four of us out the door and into the other house.
Yes.
Success.
Yeah.
But speaking about pandemics, you want to talk about lungis?
Oh, yeah. So, ever since a lot of work in the world, at least in the kind of circles that we work in, moved to being online, moved to being on this camera where you're only seeing my top half. I really love wearing colourful lungis.
I just realized.
What?
I was a little worried that,
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So, those who are inexperienced just have all these vague fears and notions about it. But it's a very normal part of dress that lots of people have been wearing in India for a very long time. So I started wearing, I shifted to wearing mostly unstitched clothing when I was in college, in hostel. And I had friends who would make fun of me for that.
I think you should define lungi for if there's like a straight person who's not our immediate friend circle who doesn't know what
Right.
it is.
It's just like a big pane of cloth.
Like a
As a
sarong.
lungi, like a sarong. A lungi is stitched together on the end, so it's like a big rectangular cloth that's stitched together into a tube. You tie it around your waist and you walk around. You could also have it not stitched into the tube, and then you tie it differently and you walk around. So this is pretty much what I wear exclusively at home since I've been in hostel. I used to wear it in St. Paul, because people use a lot of gas to heat homes. So even in winter, I'd be sitting around wearing a lungi at home. And I really enjoyed it. Over the past 2 years, walking around our neighborhood, I don't bother to change into shorts. I used to, but now I just walk out the door like this. People have pointed out that wearing a colored lungi is not it's not.
There's some cultural connotations.
Yeah, there are cultural connotations. You're not being formal. You're not you're not being. Where you can be very well dressed if you wear a starched white, plain white, what we call a veshti, unstitched, and then you look very formal. But what's the point of wearing like complete white when you've got toddlers and little babies at home? It's just completely impractical. So, I really enjoyed it, and I realized that most of the time, especially when I'm like showing up at college events that are online, I don't actually match the dress code that we created for students to fit in. I rarely wear closed-toed shoes. I'm most often in a lungi and these neat khadi shirts. And I'm very glad to take the freedom to dress as I want to. So that's me. This is also why whenever we're going out somewhere and it matters how we're dressed, I ask Janani.
Not that I have too great a track record of this, but I think it's the women versus men thing.
Huh.
Like, actually, I don't know. I don't know if this is the case, but there's so many nuances to dressing up as a woman. And there's so many pieces of clothing that you need to, match or unmatch or contrast or pattern match or, there's a whole bunch of things. So I think even if you're reluctant about it, you get some training on the matter.
Right, yeah. That's true. I'm very glad that my professional society of researchers are ecologists who think that shorts are a perfectly decent form of dress for a meeting.
Yeah.
But of course, as Janani's pointed out, it's certain different expectations are certainly different based on gender and so on.
I wonder what. So Achinthya is getting to the point where he now chooses clothing. Achinthya is our toddler who's going to turn 3 and next month, and he is very certain that he wants his. He has a set of clothes that have minions on it, one full sleeve shirt and one full pant.
That we inherited from someone.
That was pre-loved, that was lent to him after they finished using it. And he's very sure that that's his uniform. That's the only set of clothes he wants to wear every day, all the days of the week. And anything else has to have a lot of negotiating before he puts it on. I think we need to start making his wardrobe fully accessible by him. And then, therefore, we don't have to do the choosing. We can say, sure, you go there and you choose what you want to wear.
Yes, that's true. It's a good plan. Yeah, and we even have we can rearrange the cupboard space. Let's get rid of all those useless clothes there, Janani, and then Achinthya can
So we
take
had
that
a
place.
grand plan a few weeks ago where we said we will never buy we will spend 5 years without ever buying new clothes. And I promptly broke it 2 weeks ago.
That's because you needed clothes to go formally teach at college.
Yeah, we made the plan thinking of pandemic.
Yes.
And then pandemic got undone, kind of.
Yeah, so you had to go teach in person. Yeah.
I feel very fancy when you get them. No.
Okay. They don't fit me. I object.
So that was the other thing we tried. Actually, I think some of my... Okay, wait. We should introduce the topic first.
The topic?
About 5 years ago, no? After about a year.
Basically when we moved in together.
Basically when we moved in together, we've merged our wardrobe, kind of. There's one pile that only I can wear and one pile that only... There's no longer exists.
There's no longer a
so
pile
one pile that I can wear. And all the other clothing is common. And you'll probably see us in videos where, you know, we've both worn the same t-shirt.
Yeah.
There are two pants of his that I'm not allowed to wear, white ones, because I don't take as much care of my clothing as you do.
Oh, really?
The desi pants you told me not to wear.
I did. Oh. But mine have cycle grease on them. So I don't know why I said that.
I think our video is devolving, Siddharth. Yeah. We got told by an aunt once that we're very... what was the word she used?
No recollection of this.
Well, it was an expression of a mixture of surprise, weirded outness, and congratulations for having achieved a mixed wardrobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we tend to buy clothes that fit both of us. We're roughly the same size.
Yeah.
It's, I wonder if has that encouraged you to use brighter, bolder colors?
Yes, for sure. I remember, so the same lovely shop where I got this khadi shirt from. If you look at their men's section, it's just completely drab colors. Like they've decided that, and so this is a place that works only with vegetable dyes. So okay, it could be that with vegetable dyes you only have a limited palette. Then you walk into the room where they have the women's clothes. They've got all nice bright colors. Just like but men's clothes have to be these drab, like faded out blues and greens and greys. And I'm a little miffed at them for that. And that they don't have like, colourful clothes for men. So I'm glad for more colour. And I think a lot, maybe like students and people I've interacted with have appreciated me wearing brighter colours.
I think specifically colourful pants, no?
Yeah, colourful pants was something that I didn't have access to
shawls.
before. Yeah, but now it's too warm.
Yeah.
Bangalore is too warm throughout the year for a shawl. Yeah.
Yay! So I think we have reached our rambling end as usual.
Yes. Yeah. And it's been fun to shoot one of these after a very long time. I'm glad Laya could join us. Laya, you could join us?
What clothing adventures have you had? And
What
do you feel about the need to dress up?
And what comfortable favorite clothing are you sitting in right now?
That's a weird question.
Okay, no, don't answer that.
Unless you want to. Okay, bye.